Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we are in the kitchen today, but we're not on the stove as you can see. I've come on for Theme Thursday. That's one of the reasons I'm here. I wanted to show you Lottie in her animal print. Now I'm not an animal print person, but I think this would qualify, this little outfit. It's a play suit by Next. I've had it for a long time, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen it on lots of babies before, but Lottie hasn't worn hers, so it's a great excuse to put it on her. It's very sweet. It's like a jersey knit, and it's got elastic around it's sleeveless, but it's got elastic around the armholes and elastic around the neck hole, so it fits her really well. You can't see any of her fabric body. It's beautiful. Anyway, so the background is white, and it's got baby animals on it. There's a baby giraffe, a baby zebra, a baby elephant, and a baby tiger. And it's gorgeous, and it's in very muted sort of colours. The animals are beautiful, with just a little tiny dash of blue here and there, and it's just really lovely, very, very sweet. And this is a size 3 month, which fits her really, really well. Now, just in case you're new to my channel, Lottie is the Mary Ann, oh goodness me, my words, Mary Ann kit by Natalie Blick, she was out about 2 years ago, and I've reborn her. She's just the sort of doll I like, that looks like a baby but is a bigger size, so she's very handy to dress. I've also got Twin A and Twin B, who I absolutely adore, and they very much look like proper babies but smaller than Lottie. They're I think about 17 inches, and I haven't had trouble getting them clothes. They've got tons of different outfits, all in either 4 zeros in Australian sizing, or just 0 in European sizing, and probably a tiny baby maybe from England. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have many English clothes for them. Anyway, so that's my Lottie, and that is her in her animal print for Theme Thursday. And you can see I've added Piglet to represent Winnie the Pooh, and I didn't want to put Piglet up near her arms, because then you wouldn't be able to see the little play suit properly, so I put Piglet down by her knees and feet. So there you go, that's my little Lottie. I haven't told you what day it is. It's Friday, and guess what, you guys won't believe this. The sun is actually shining. It's warm and there's a light breeze. It's very nice, but there's still meant to be rain this afternoon, so it's almost 3 weeks solid that we have had rain. I'm lucky to have a little break now. It's very nice. I just had to nip out to the post office, and so I did that. Didn't even have to think about a raincoat, which was very nice, because I can't carry an umbrella, so most of the time I just get wet. I don't worry about it, but I didn't even have to think about it today. Probably when I pick the children up from school in kindy this afternoon, it will be bucketing, because it usually does that at school pick-up time for some reason, doesn't it? Even when now we've got daylight saving, it still does it. Something magic in the air about that. You have to get wet when you pick children up from school, don't you? Anyway, let me think. Oh yes, I know what I was going to tell you. When I was going to the post office, the phone rang. I didn't answer it because the number that was showing, it just said incoming call, and so I tend not to answer my mobile phone now, or my home phone now, if it's from a number that I don't recognise, because there's so many, dodgy people get your number somehow and just keep ringing and ringing and ringing, so I tend to block them. Anyway, so I didn't answer, but when I got to the post office, I listened to the message, and it was from my cousin. I've got 2 boy cousins here. I had 3, but one passed away just fairly recently. I don't know if I told you about that or not, but he was the youngest one. It was about, I don't know, to me he was 30, but I think he was really 50-something. But because he was always my baby cousin, I always think of him as being very young. Anyway, so one of my cousins was the one who rang me, and he is he's a composer of music, and he writes a lot of scores for movies and TV shows and ads, and he's very talented, and he also teaches music now in the local primary schools. And he actually goes up to Arnhem Land as well and works up there with with the Aboriginal children. So that's my cousin Pete. Anyway, and he's the one who rang, and he said that one of his friends in Perth, which is where I came from, Perth, Western Australia, I should say, not Perth, Scotland, was having a movie made, and his house was going to be used in part of the movie. And I've told you my dad was an artist, and one of his artworks is hanging in that house. And so the film producers need permission from my brother and I to allow that painting to be shown. So we've both given permission, but how exciting is that? Isn't that great? So my dad's painting is going to pop up in a movie. Now my cousin told me which movie it was, but of course that's completely gone out of my head. But if it's anything big that you guys might get to see, I'll let you know. But that will be ages away, won't it? By then we will have all forgotten this discussion. Anyway, so that's what happened on the way to the post office, which was a bit exciting. And I've shown you Lottie in her theme Thursday. I've given you a weather report. Oh, it is 11:15, by the way. I don't think I said that. I've been up since the crack of dawn, since Sparrows, because I need to get some more work done on Gertie's hair, and I have to leave quite early to pick up my grandchildren this afternoon. So I thought I would just come on and make a video, not a movie. I'm not making a movie, everybody. I'm just making a video. But the other part of this video that I wanted to talk to you about was just to show you a few bits and pieces that have come in this week, or that I've bought this week from a shop. So I thought I'd just show you. The first thing that came in was this little set, which is for Rosie Primrose. There we go, you can see that better. This is from eBay, from a local seller. Isn't that sweet? It's a knitted yellow jacket with little tiny yellow booties, a yellow headband, and then nappy cover. And can you see at the bottom there, there's a little tiny yellow bracelet. So isn't that gorgeous? I haven't unpacked it and tried it on her, but I think it will look lovely. And yellow is her colour. She came with yellow extras when her very talented originator made her, Joy from Bundles of Joy, who you all know. So yeah, that came from eBay. I think the pants look a bit big. So we'll see. It's hard to tell until you actually try it on them. So I'll try that on her soon and show you how my little Rosie Primrose fairy doll looks in her new outfit. So that was an eBay purchase. And then I had an Etsy purchase, which has been going on for weeks. And I'll show you first what I bought. These are from a seller that I've bought from before. She's very good, and I love these little type of bonnets. It's I hope you can see that. It's very fine knit, very, very fine knit in a mohair, and that's a cream colour. Just a beautiful little bonnet, and that will fit Lottie, and if Lottie's noggin doesn't stretch it too much, it will also fit either Jonty or Pippa. And then I also ordered this dusky pink one. I nearly said dusty pink, but it's a dusky pink in just a plain pearl stitch, but it's very fine as well. Let me just put my hand inside and show you that you can see straight through it. See how fine it is? Beautiful. So that's in a dusky pink, and ties. It's just a normal little bonnet with it, and she leaves these long ties, which actually are a little bit tricky because they can get tangled when you're tying them up. Anyway, so that's those two, and she also sent me a third one, and I'll tell you why. This is how they come. So it's sort of a lovely mauvey colour. I can't say mauve how you Americans say it. It's so interesting. I just can't say that vowel sound. It's kind of mauve or something. I can't do it. We call it mauve anyway. So that's the bonnet. And this is how it comes, beautifully packaged. It's got a sticker on it. It says, handmade with love. Thank you, especially for you. So did I say that these were Etsy? Yes, I think I did. Oh my goodness. My mouth and my brain aren't connecting terribly well today. So they're from an Etsy seller that I've bought from before, as I said. And the reason she sent me 3 bonnets when I asked for 2 is because we've had the most incredible hassle, the two of us, with PayPal. That's never happened to me before. I ordered the 2 bonnets, the cream and the dusky pink, so I ordered those, paid for them with PayPal, and then waited. This seller is local to me. She's probably about only 2 hours away from where I am, out of metropolitan Sydney, but not very far away. Anyway, and then nothing happened, and eventually she sent me an email, and it said that my payment hadn't gone through. Had I done the payment, and if I had, to let her know. And I said, oh yes, I have paid with PayPal. I've got a transaction number and everything. So she got in touch with PayPal, and they sort of gave her the runaround and said, blah, 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 get me to ring them again, and then we'll sort it out. So I rang PayPal, and I got the runaround, and they told me to ring her again and get her to sort it out. And that PayPal had been doing some, what do they call them, systems updates. And I said, this has been going on for 2 weeks. You haven't been doing systems updates for 2 weeks. So in the end, I had to speak to the supervisor, and the supervisor sorted it all out. Because the first time when the seller contacted PayPal, they said I should cancel the transaction, which I did do, and just put it through again. Well, I did that, and it still didn't work that time. We checked. Both of us had the right email address. Everything was normal. There was no reason. It was just some little glitch in the system. So, so when I spoke to the supervisor, she said, yeah, just cancel it, do it again, it'll work this time. Well, it didn't. Of course it didn't. So I said to the seller I would just do a direct deposit, which is very handy being able to do that, because she's in Australia, and even closer than anywhere in Australia. She's very close. So I just did the direct deposit, but I think because of the hassle, which I think wasn't really a hassle to me, it just took a bit longer to go through in the end. But she was very kind and sent me the 3 bonnets. She's a lovely person and helpful, and the knitting is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Let me just show you the cream one again, because I didn't put my hand inside that one, so that you can see the beautiful pattern. Isn't that gorgeous? It's kind of, I don't know, it's intricate, and it's sort of maybe a bit spider webby and a bit flowery and a bit just lovely. Looks gorgeous on Lottie. So that's the story of PayPal. So I don't know if that's ever happened to any of you guys, that a payment didn't actually go through. Well, many times. It's so odd. I really can't explain it. I don't know what was going on, and they obviously couldn't explain it either. So luckily we could do the direct, the direct deposit, and that just solved everything. Anyway, so that's I know something else I wanted to tell you about this Etsy seller is that I've asked her to make a custom little beautiful fine knit mohair bodysuit, which I have sent off to someone. I'm waiting to see if it fits the baby, because I was sort of guessing, so we'll see. But she does all sorts of things. She's a very talented person, and I know that all you guys have lots of Etsy sellers who are near you. I get excited when I find someone who's near me, because it really saves so much on postage, and they're just as good here, aren't they? Just that we don't have as many as you guys. I don't know do you hear that creaking? That's my kitchen floor. In one particular spot it does that, and every time it moves it creaks, so you may not have heard that. Okay, so that's about that. Now the last thing I wanted to tell you about is what I did on Monday. Jen and I went off to a toy shop that's near my oldest son's house, and it's sort of a specialty toy shop. It's not one of the big chains, it's just a one-off, so we tend to like to go there when we need something that isn't just boring and ordinary. So we headed off there first thing Monday morning. We had to stop at a Macca's on the way because Jen was busting, so we did that, dealt with that little problem and kept going, and then we went to the toy shop. I haven't mentioned the other advantage of the toy shop is that there's an excellent cafe just like 2 doors up from that toy shop on the corner, and it's really, really, really good, so we love to go there afterwards. Anyway, I had a list of things I wanted. I wanted some nice birthday cards, because as you know, it's a very busy season for my grandchildren's and children's birthdays actually. Um, so I had a list of the presents I wanted to buy, and I did get presents for my other granddaughter, another granddaughter who's turning 6. I was very successful for her. Um, I bought her a Kate Cruiser doll, but it's a modern one, and it's called a Cruiseling, and it's beautiful. It's probably only about 10 inches maybe, so yeah, somewhere around there. I haven't actually measured it. And the outfit is modern, and this doll's got long blonde hair down the back. I think my little granddaughter will absolutely love her because she's a big doll fan. Thank goodness for that. So I did buy that, and I bought a special sort of sticker toy thing to go with it. But there wasn't anything else for anyone else, and I really needed something for another granddaughter who's turning 8. She's the big sister of the little one who I gave the Barbie camper to. So I was looking for something a bit different and a bit, cool and exciting. And there was nothing there, and I don't know whether it's because in recent times we've been back a few times, so I don't know why they just didn't seem as interesting as usual, or whether they've changed their stock. Although it did look the same. But guess what? Of course I had to get something a little bit extra just for me. Well, I pretend it's for the grandchildren, but it's really for me. It's that, I don't know if you remember, I showed you a photograph a while ago of the setup I had. I took down the big Fisher-Price garage and bus and all of that set up with all the people that I had, and I replaced it with a lovely little table and chair set and the wardrobe and the gorgeous bunnies and rabbits and things made by the French company. What is it? Something like Moulin Roti. That's it, Moulin Roti, I think. Now that's a guess, and that's a really bad pronunciation. So anyway, I'll show you what I bought for the, in inverted commas, the grandchildren to play with. This is the first thing I got. See that little mouse with a little dummy in his mouth? A little tiny cloth, sort of light brown mouse, wearing a orange checked play suit, which is sleeveless and covers the legs. And there's a little blanket that covers him or her. I think it's a gender neutral little mouse, with a little stripy blanket over him, her, and the little mouse is in a beautiful carry cot made of linen. It looks orange, but it's actually brown, and it's gorgeous, and the lining is floral, and the little handles match the floral lining. It's just such a sweet thing. And the whole thing is probably, how big, let me think, I don't know, 4 inches big, the little carry cot, maybe 4 inches, so the mouse is even smaller than that. So of course I had to have that. So that's one thing I bought. Now this is the other thing I just had to have, and there were 2 of these, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. It's a little high chair, little wooden high chair, and it's painted cream. It's very sweet. The tray doesn't lift up, it's fixed. And you might remember this beautiful little dark rabbit. This is a present from Kimberly, of Kimberly's Cocoon. She sent me some happy mail, and this was in there. And that was a little while ago. I can't remember when. But I love keeping this little rabbit in the high chair. I'll just take the rabbit out so you can see the high chair. First I'll show you the rabbit again because she's adorable. Very, very long ears. And she's wearing a little dress. It's sort of a salmon pink colour with a tiny white pattern, and then she's got a apron over the top that ties at the back, and the apron's just bit of lace around some calico fabric. So that's her. She's got little white eyes. They're embroidered, and a sweet smile. And that's the rabbit that Kimberly sent me, and here is the high chair. Isn't that so cute? It's lovely, isn't it? So I'll tell you about the high chair, because when I go shopping, I rarely take the thing that's at the front of the row, and I bet a lot of you are the same as well. I don't like to take the one that's at the front that everybody's handled, so I tend to go further back, and if there's a choice in the size or the thing that I want, I always compare them, so I make sure that nothing's wonky, the stitching isn't wonky, all the buttons are good, all that sort of thing, whatever it is. And in this toy shop, there were 2 of these high chairs. So Jen insisted, because she knows what I'm like. I think she's the same, but she teases me that I'm the one who does it. So she compared both high chairs, and we chose this one. And so I thought that was quite funny that she was doing that. Anyway, it was really, that was fun, and we did that. And they also they gift wrap in that shop, so I had my granddaughter's presents gift wrapped while we went up to the corner shop to get we had some yummy toast with avocado on, delicious. It was soy and linseed, and they gave us 3 pieces each. How good was that? And then we asked just for half an avocado each, and we squashed that onto our toast and added a little sprinkle of salt. So it was really, really good fun, and we had coffee. They make beautiful special coffee. I don't like strong coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but when I go out I do enjoy it, and it was wonderful. Jen actually had 2 big coffees. I just had one. And then we went back to the toy shop, picked up the wrapped up presents, and bought these little extra things. So that was fun. It was good. So that's everything I have to show you. I don't know if I would call it a haul. Probably in the title I'll call it a sort of a mini haul, because it's just a few bits and pieces. So I hope you've enjoyed all this long yakety yak rambleness, and I'll see you soon. I'm not sure when and why, but I'll be back, and it'll be lovely to greet you again, whether we're in the kitchen or the playroom or my bedroom or who knows. It just always depends on the lighting, really. That's what dictates where we are. I don't think I've told you that, in case you can't see Lottie, she is lying in that, what do you call that, baby nest that I got a while ago. And I've put it on top of the pram, so she's a good height for the camera to show you. And she's very comfy in there, actually. So that's about it, everyone. I'll stop now. Thank you very much for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. More than everyone says the same. There aren't different ways to put this, but it's so amazing to think that people like to come and see my little Lottie and my Pippa and Jonty when they're here, when I show them. They didn't have any animal print outfits, so they're still asleep in their bassinet. But anyway, yes, it's lovely to have. It's just amazing that you come. And I really do appreciate it so much. I really do. And now I'm going to get back to working on my Gertie, because once I start I don't like to stop, but I only have like 2 hours before I have to actually leave the house. So I better get stuck in, everyone, and I'll see you all again in the meantime. Take care of each other and be good. Goodbye, everyone.